This is the Finesse Media Podcast, Season 3.
That's what's up. And we're going to start this episode right now, man. Welcome back to another episode of Finesse Media Podcast, Season 3. I'm your host, Ken Finesse Media. And as I mentioned to you right before the break, I got another great guest coming on. And this, y'all, is the last episode of Season 3. Can you believe it? This is the finale. This is the last. This is the coup de grace. This is it, y'all. So Season 3, Finesse Media Podcast, y'all. Show some love. Welcome to the Finesse Media Podcast for the first time. My sister, my Virgo sister, singer, songwriter, actress, Cinderella. Hey, Sandy, how you doing, love?
I'm good. How are you?
Listen, Sandy, I'm so well. And this is the Finesse Media Podcast. So as I said, every episode, I talk to people that's finessing the motherfucking game. And listen, Sandy, you've been finessing the game. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unpack it. I got a list of shit I want to talk to you about. This is the finale of the season. So I couldn't think of anybody else to say, like, who can end this season as a finesser? Sandy Red, busting out with her red shirt. Y'all who are listening, she's wearing Live and Breathe Again shirt. It's red as she is. She got her red earrings on. I'm missing her red lipstick, but it's some blush still. But Sandy Red, queen, how are you? You've been finessing the game since I've known you, but much more before then, since 2011. How have you been? How are you?
I have been good. I honestly can't complain, Ken. I mean, God has really been making moves in my life. And even through the good and the bad, I can still see the blessings and the things that have happened thus far. And so I'm really grateful for just where I'm at right now. So it's been really good.
That's what's up. So I know you. The people should know you. You was on NBC, The Voice, and on many different stages, of course, outside of NBC, which we'll talk about, touring all around the world. But for people who don't know, welcome to the party. Let people know, man, who is Sandy Red, singer, songwriter, actress, Sandy Red?
Oh my God. Sandy Red, first and foremost, is a mother. You know, I have 2 boys that I've raised, and still got a little ways to go with one of them. But first a mother, then of course my passion is the arts, singing, songwriting, just performing and being able to put my gift out there to the world. Like you said, a lot of people became more familiar with me on my stint on season 15 of The Voice, where I'm actually one of the most viewed blind audition contestants in voice history. Come on, Jesus.
Come on, man.
So I've made a lot of noise in that realm, but I've been singing, performing, and, acting and doing all of that far before The Voice, touring with, on the road with Selena Johnson, because you was there with me, just opening up for other different major artists and just really just trying to make my mark in this game for years. So I'm continuing to do the same now.
Absolutely. From Chicago, Illinois. Y'all, listen, there's talent in my city, man. So she's also a Chicagoan. blowing in Chicagoan, and as she mentioned, touring with Selena Johnson, who's also a Chicagoan. And I met Selena and Sandy in 2011 while being in Chicago doing some work with Selena. Y'all know the story, but that's when I saw Sandy and Tommy. Shout out to Tommy, shout out to Malone, but all y'all and Lakeshore as a group, right?
Yes.
So much stuff. So, but no, Sandy is when I saw you there with the blonde hair, and yo, she's so sweet. But when you open up, you just give this voice, man, that's just incredible. And it's what Jay Hud said. It's what Kelly Clarkson was saying. Adam Levine, people were wow, Sandy, by your voice. So when did it all start for you? I mean, growing up in Chicago, when did it all start that you said, I have the voice?
Oh, you know what? What's very surprising is that when I was growing up, my first thought wasn't to be a professional singer.
No way.
I learned how to sing from my mom. She taught me and my 7 brothers and sisters how to sing. And the best way I can describe her is like Jackson 5 meets the Clark system. Like she had us up crack of dawn doing our music lessons, our voice notes, our scales and everything in the mornings on top of our Bible lessons and everything. So, we grew up singing background for her. And although it was definitely something that fulfilled me, it wasn't something growing up that I saw myself doing as an adult. It wasn't until I became an adult and was working in corporate and felt like I had something missing out of my life. And when I started praying for more time for my singing, God answered me in the most, in a way that I did not expect. I got laid off. He was like, you asked for the time. I gave you the time.
And there you go.
So use it wisely. And man, I did not look back. And that was about 12 years ago, maybe about a year before I met you guys.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. And I started pursuing music as an actual career, really laying the groundwork for it to be an actual career. And that's when I felt like, I really got those missing pieces of me, and I just hit the ground running with it and didn't look back.
That's definitely dope. And that's a blessing in every lesson. So for people who's listening and watching, you understand that, hey, sometimes you set back what they say is a setup for a comeback, man. And so in 2011, I seen you touring with Selena Johnson. But before that, and even during that and after that, your ass was touring around the world with many other artists. So tell our listeners some of the people that you had toured with and done some background vocalists for.
Oh, God. Let's see. I've toured with Angie Stone. I've opened up for 50 Cent and Monica and Miguel. Oh God. Who else have I sang background for? Maya. All of the R&B greats. Like, there's so many names. Like, I've just been really blessed to really have these opportunities put before me, and just grateful for it.
Mm-hmm. Background singer, but they push you out there in season 15, 2018 on NBC The Voice. So let's talk about that, man. Your family, your boys, as you mentioned, we're super proud and cheering you on. So how was that experience? Like, that's a short answer or question, but I'm sure to a large response. How was that experience?
It was amazing because, you do all of this footwork, you do all of these, the karaoke's and the open mics and the opening for these major artists, and, being a part of these situations with powerhouses like Selena Johnson and different people that I've worked with. And it's like you lay all that groundwork, and you always question, like, what is it all for? What is it leading to? And when you get to those large platforms like The Voice and you're able to utilize your gift, to be on a stage that national and be in front of the world doing what it is that you love to do, it's validation of everything that you work so hard for. So it was amazing.
And for people who can't see our queen, Sandy Red, and can't see us, which is on our YouTube channel, in the back, I have the track playing River, because that was an incredible set. Like, when you perform, let's roll the clip.
Like a river, shut your mouth. Run me like a river. Hey, come on. Baby, won't you run it, shut your mouth. Hey, shut your mouth. Baby, stay in the holy place. Wanna make me a sinner. A river.
that river, the response, like after you got done, Sandy, and you heard the thousands of people in the crowd, J Hood standing up, Alan Bean, like what was going through your mind at that moment when you hit that last note?
Man, when I was performing, I was literally in performance mode. I didn't hear anybody around me. I didn't see anybody around me. I was literally tuned into what it was that I was doing. And the moment I was able to snap out of that and really see the effect,
you're like, wait, I'm on stage.
On the room, man, it was like, if you see my first reaction, I instantly started like crying and bawling. Like, oh my God. I point up because, of course, I got to pay all homage to God and to my mom who's looking down on me, and knowing that, I really did a thing.
You did.
And I'm so grateful to them for being able to, be a part of that moment. Like it was phenomenal.
No, man. And I mean, you didn't win, but I mean, you made it so far into the competition, and as you mentioned, made history also, while doing that. So shout out to you, Queen. I was all like, chill, my wife, like, look, that's Sandy Redd. I know her. And even tonight, as I said to her that, hey, Sandy Redd is coming on. She's like, yo, for real? I'm like, yo, so you checked out my wife a couple episodes back before we talked about our experience. We met after 2 weeks and got married. So the episode aired before this one, but I would say, man, Sandy, you're loved. You're definitely a perfectionist. Because being a Virgo, let's talk about that. As people know, I'm already a Virgo. So I said that, look, when you get on the stage, it's something like Beyonce, Sasha Fierce, but then Sandy Redd, this character that you created, Sandy Redd, because this is not your government name.
No, it is not. Because you
know the answer, but I'm saying
Sandy Redd.
So this is not your government name. So as a Virgo, I find that for us, we live in our minds and we really do kind of like get on to whatever our passion is and just totally escape. So and that's why I asked, being on that stage and just performing, not just on NBC, but just everywhere you do it, Sandy Redd comes and just show out. Where did this character Sandy Redd come from?
Sandy Redd and Melinda are definitely two different people. Completely. Melinda liked to wear jogging pants and bumming out at home, eating cereal all day, and, binge watching shows on Netflix. But when Sandy Redd hits the stage in the, the shingle belts and the leotards and the big hair,
crazy hair, the rock and roll fever.
Yes, it's a whole nother different experience, because I truly believe that my gift has the power to change the atmosphere in a room. And I don't take that for granted, because I feel like I have the ability to be able to change the world through my gift. What I say out of my mouth matters. What I decide to sing about matters. And the things that I choose to put out there, the messaging, everything matters. And so when I hop on that stage and I transform, it's for whoever needs to hear what it is that I'm saying at that time. I feel like there's a message that I'm supposed to give, and it's different at different times depending on who needs to hear, who needs to be there, who's been led to that particular show. But at the end of the day, I don't take any of it for granted. But it's definitely a transformation, because I feel like I'm transforming the room with my performance. So my being has to transform in order for that to happen.
Yeah, your energy is definitely transcendent. Like it moves the room literally. Like it's silence. Like, outside of obviously the applauses, it's silence. It's like, yo, this lady is really taking over the stage and transforming, like you said, the room and giving that energy. But what you also continue to do, and what you alluded to as being a mom and giving this talent or having the talent from your mom, in 2011, you started your own foundation, continuing to give back. Mama's Bird Performing Arts Youth Organization, and that was founded in 2011 in Chicago. So talk to our listeners about that foundation that you created, Mama's Bird Performing Art Youth Organization.
The Mama's Birds Performing Arts Youth Organization was something that I started in honor of my mother, because I feel like she sacrificed her entire life to give us the only thing that she had, that she knew that nobody could take away, and that was music. That was the gift of song. And so, with this particular program, I wanted to start it in her honor, in her legacy, and through the teachings and the way that she taught us. It was very, biblically based. And then also on top of that, it's truly not just the singing, the dancing, the acting, the songwriting, the, studio sessions or the photo shoots and everything that comes along with being a well-rounded performer. But I truly feel like it's mentorship through music. I feel like we're saving lives and we're changing lives and we're being an impact on kids, one program at a time. Because a lot of our kids don't have something to hold on to. They don't have something to look forward to or attach themselves to or really see the light of someone else that's going through what it is that they want to be.
Absolutely.
And so I want to provide that platform of showing them that they can be artists, they can be great, they can be all of these things, but also be genuinely good human beings at the same time. Yeah. And so that's what we instill into these young minds with the Mama's Birds Performing Arts Program. And that's in the spirit of my mother.
That's what's up, Sandy. And happy 10-year anniversary, because it's, 10 years, man. You continuing to, give back to people off stage. And that's huge, because I always say what you can do for others that can't owe you or give you a thing really says a lot about your character. So thank you for doing that. And thank you for letting us know. And if anybody that's in Chicago, real quick, how can they support or be a part of it?
Absolutely. All they have to do is either visit my website at sandyred.com or email me at mamasbirdsprograms@gmail.com, and I can send them more information. Unfortunately, the program back in 2020 was sat down due to COVID, so we didn't get a chance to do our full run in 2020, but 2021 is going to be something different. So we're definitely adding a few more components to the mix, and I'm super excited about what it's going to bring to our youth this time around.
That's what's up, Sandy. I'm excited and continued success on that. And if anything that I can do to support it, please let me know. I certainly would jump on the site and see what you got going and keep up with that, because philanthropy is really huge. Each and every week on the Finesse Media Podcast, I spotlight an HBCU. I did that right before, because I believe that the heritage, the tradition, and the history, more importantly, of our HBCUs and our youth is really something that I want to make sure that we never lose sight of. And you and I, we're both from Chicago, so our youth is it. Like the killing that happened at that party on 67 a couple of weeks ago, like that was crazy to me. I saw that and was like, wait, are you kidding me? Dead bodies like on camera phones. It was frightening. It was very scary to see. But our city is built with so many talents. Again, Sandy Red, thank you for joining and giving our audience, for those that don't know, what they say, let me introduce to some and welcome to others. But what you're continuing to do. So thank you for coming on and talking about that. But I ain't kicking you out of here yet. But what I would like to know, as you mentioned that 2021 is going to be a year that's going to set things on fire. What's next? What's new for Sandy Red?
Absolutely. I'm working on my new project called Seeing Red. My new album is called Seeing Red. It's going to be dropping in the late fall. And that really gives you a full direct view into who I really am through my music. I want people to see the hurt, the pain, the self-love journey, the sadness, the happiness, everything that's rolled into who I've become as a person today. And I want them to be able to experience that through my album. And so my single, my newest single from that album, Live and Breathe Again, is my first installment to that. And I felt like it was the perfect introduction into this new project, because it really embodies the movement that we're going through right now and changing the way that people see and value Black life. I have sons, and it terrifies me because they're not just little babies or toddlers. That my sons are 14 and 20. They're driving or getting ready to drive.
Wait, y'all heard that? I know somebody said, wait, what did she say? 14 and 20, Sandy Red, man. Come on, man. Looking good, man, and aging beautifully, man. But not saying you're older, but yeah, you got older kids.
Absolutely. And just the thought of them going out of the door and turning into one of those statistics is
Mm-hmm.
very terrifying to me. So I wanted to really give voice to those who have lost their lives fighting for ours, whether it be through loss of life through slavery, whether it be through loss of life through, giving their lives to the civil rights movement, whether it be through those who have lost their lives through police brutality. Everybody's blood was shed for a reason so that we can live and continue to fight for their voices to be heard, that we have the right to live and breathe on this earth. And until people see how important that is, we're going to continue to fight for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have 3 boys. I echo your sentiments 100%. So I understand. Mine aren't as old as yours. Like, I wish they were, because I'm like, shit, these kids got to get out of here. But they're 1, 3, and 5. So, but understanding, that longevity of, living life and just making sure that they have that guidance really set forth, and I had a brother, my frat brother, on who was on Gary Jackson, and he has a remarkable song. It's called "A Letter to a Nation." Check it out, sis, because it's a real ballad that talks about the things that we're facing in this country. White supremacy, and then really what's happening with all these killings. We just had one in Denver, then you got one in Atlanta. So we got to really just make sure that we protect our youth, and particularly our Black folks. Protect our Black folks. All right, Sandy. Each and every week on the Finesse Media Podcast, I ask my finessers, that's you, who's finessing the game, personally or professionally? Who's that person for you?
Who's finessing the game right now? Jasmine freaking Sullivan.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you. Oh my God. She, before now, she's always been hella talented, but I just really feel like she's getting her recognition now, especially with this newest album that she just came out with. Mm-hmm. And just the way that she attacked real issues, real feelings, real, situations. I just thought it was just pure perfection. So I definitely think she's finessing the game the right way right now. Yeah. Such a big fan.
I was excited to see her performing at the Super Bowl. I'm like, perfect. Shout out to Jay-Z. I think somehow he had maybe some dealings in that, but still, It was good to see her there and getting her shine, her just due, because she's super underrated. I hate that for her, because her voice is sort of like what you, Sandy, because you can get bass, you can go the soprano, alto lane, like tenor, and I love that deep bass, man. Like when you get low with that, Sandy, you done. I think you do that better than anybody I know as a singer. Like, I love your range. It's incredible. It's super duper incredible.
And that was because of my mama too. When I was little and we would sing background for her, she made me sing tenor, and I used to cry about it. Like, I want to sing pretty alto soprano notes like my sisters. She's like, no. You had, because she already knew as a young child how rich my voice was, and she helped cultivate that. And now you can't tell me nothing about the basement. I live down there.
Man, I'm telling you. And I think you shock the hell out of people when you do that. I watch people's faces, again, being on the road with you and Selena and whatnot. And when you just pull out and Lena give, and you're singing, I've seen faces go, whoa, didn't expect that. I'm like, yeah. I mean, and I never got tired of seeing you perform, man, because you really hold it down. Like, the background is cool, and that's one thing I can definitely say. Your talent is amazing, but you humble as heck. Anybody that has encountered Sandy and been in her presence and around her energy, you would know, man, that she's a super duper dope, humble chick. Like a chick around the block, but just so happen can sing her face off, man.
Love it.
You're just so humble about it, and a loving mom too of 2 boys. So, Sandy, look, they keep having these versus battles. We've seen it with Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle. We've seen it with Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Isley Brothers. But who's your favorite versus battle so far? Or who would you like to see?
Oh, my favorite versus battle, who was it? It was Jill Scott versus, wasn't it Erykah Badu?
Yeah.
Just the good energy that they had around, that just really surrounded their battle, was just kudos going back and forth. And it just felt like a sisterhood of praise. It didn't even feel like a battle.
And as you grow, I think you attract who you are, the frequency of who you are, As I raise in vibration, the people I attract are also higher in vibration too. So That song makes me feel in love, very much so, with something, you know, not just a person, but with, that's a good thing.
I need that song that you played before. What's its name?
It's called Today, and it's an earth song. Smile Today, and
I need that.
It's to the earth. Yep, I'll send that to you.
Thank you.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
So I really loved the energy behind theirs.
No, they kept it. They kept the sisterhood energy flowing well. The Gladys Knight and Patty did that too, to a point where I was like, okay, I'm ready for another song, Patty. Like they started to go down the roads when they were at the hotel and who lost their key, and I was just like, yo. But I really love Patty and Gladys. I think they're like super duper legends, and I can see you on that stage. In about 20, 30 years, we like, yo, that's Sandy Redd up there. I cannot wait, Sandy, man. Thank you so much for joining the podcast. Thank you so much for wrapping up this incredible season 3 of the Finesse Media Podcast. Before you get up out of here, let people know how they can keep up, support, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.
Absolutely. All of my social media is Sandy Redd Music. That is real with 2 doggone D's, doggone it. And my website is sandyredd.com. And my new single, Live and Breathe Again, is available on all streaming platforms right now.
Get the album, man. Support this chick. Thank you so much, Queen. My Virgo sister, my Chi-Town sister, and my sister in music as well, because y'all know I played saxophone at the University of Arkansas. So I kind of have that music vibe as well with you, sis. But thank you so much for rocking out with me. And don't go nowhere, because I want to talk with you offline as well. But y'all, you've been listening to another episode of Finesse Media Podcast, Season 3. I'm your host, Ken Finesse Media. And I can't say I'll see you next week. I'll see you next season. Season 4 of the Finesse Media Podcast drops September the 29th, 2021. I'll see you then. Peace.
This has been another edition of the Finesse Media Podcast. Join us again next week for the latest news from HBCUs. Special guest